So, in my short time making YouTube videos, I've come to the conclusion that there are two types of creators. There are the ones who make great content by planning everything out. They script everything, they figure out the B-roll, they shoot it all, they're amazing editors. And then there's me, who is very much stream of conscience. I grab the camera and I attempt to get some nice shots and do B-roll and everything else. But generally what happens is I make the same video 3 and 4 times and I get great shots here and there, but I never have a full thing of what I want. This time I decided I'm just going to take the mismatch of all of the attempts I made to make this video and put them together. So continuity be damned. If you are into continuity, this is not the video for you. But the long and the short of it is I'm getting off of social media for a while and I'm trying to figure out how to make that work as somebody who creates content. So let's have that conversation. So I'm doing something that I honestly find more terrifying than I thought I would. I'm deleting all my social media apps and other distracting electronics and digital things for 30 days. And the goal isn't just to take a break or detox, but to actually change my habits. And that scares the mess out of me. By the way, advice you didn't ask for. Next time you go to your favorite cafe, ask for a coffee tonic. Espresso and seltzer. Super refreshing. Sounds odd, but just take my word for it. So just for a little bit of context, I'm gonna be 48 in a couple months.
Damn.
I know, I know. That either makes me a very young Gen Xer or a zillennial, depending on who you ask and how the time frames shift. I think around 1990, my dad got me my first IBM and this magical thing called AOL, which allowed me to surf the internet for the first time, really ever. I think I was also the first kid on my block to have open access to the internet. That is when my mom wasn't on the phone, because in those days, kids, you had what's called dial-up internet. That means your computer would actually dial a phone number and connect to the internet, which meant that nobody else could be on the phone while you're on the internet. Because we weren't using cell phones then, you had what's called a landline. Christ, I'm old. Jesus. Fast forward to 2007, and I signed up for Facebook, which leads to an onslaught of other social media apps: Twitter, Vine, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it, I've been on it for at least a little while. And for all those years, for the, God, almost 30 years, or actually, no, 40 years at this point, I have been online with essentially no breaks. So here's the plan. For the next 30 days, pretty much it's a full on ban on social media. No Facebook, no TikTok, no Twitter, X, even though I haven't been on there in months. That place sucks now. It all goes. Instagram goes too. And my phone is just a phone at that point. Um, I can make phone calls, I can text, I can, use GPS, but the stuff that are actually distractions goes away. By the way, Apple Watch goes away too. This might be the worst purchase I've made in terms of being addicted to digital spaces and things. All this is a means to distract me further. I might sell this thing. Maybe I'll sell it. Anyway, after the 30 days, I'm supposed to look back at all the things that I've separated from and one by one figure out if I need it and if it works for me. And if it does, how to make it so that it's a part of my life and not my entire life. And the third part, which actually I feel like blends into all of this, is the time that I get back from divorcing myself from these apps and things. What do I do at that time? Now, that part feels like an easy answer. I'm a writer, I'm a photographer, I make videos. I can work on doing those better. Um, there may also be space for me to do some other things. Maybe I'll paint. Maybe I will learn to knit, or maybe I'll read more. But the other part of the process is filling that time with other things that are more enriching and, in theory, make me happier. Even as I'm shooting this video, I'm getting multiple bleeps and bloops on this watch. Don't get an Apple Watch. It's a trap. It's just another trap. The ecosystem is just a trap. Um, So yeah, that's the plan. Step one is deleting the things, and I'm going to begin that process today. And the fact that I'm not looking forward to it, and the fact that I'm afraid, tells me all I need to know about doing this, and that the fact that this has to get done. So at the time of recording, I've been off of the social media content narcotic for about 36 hours. And what I've experienced so far hasn't been like anxiety or even like relief. It's been surprise. The number of times that I've reached for my phone, forgetting that I don't have any apps on it anymore, just because there was a moment of boredom or a moment of stillness, has been eye opening. I saw an alert on my phone yesterday saying that last week I averaged about 7.5 hours a day with that device alone, just my phone. That's insane. So, one of the things I'm supposed to be doing with the time I get back from not being chronically online is finding something to fill that time. The paradox being that the thing I've enjoyed doing most as of late is creating content. Between YouTube videos, writing, shooting when I actually decide I'm going to shoot something. Those have been the spaces that have made me the most happy. And I want to do more of that. But how do I manage being a online creator and not being an online consumer? At this point, I've decided that YouTube gets a pass. I haven't taken YouTube off my iPad, and I still will check it out on my desktop. In part because it's been a means of inspiration and information for me. The amount of times I'm in the middle of editing and will jump on YouTube to get the answer to a problem I'm having, or get an idea for a video even, has been pretty numerous, I guess would be the word. So with that, I think there's a value that a YouTube space has that a TikTok or a Facebook doesn't, where it's just passive content absorption. YouTube for me has actually been more of an active means of learning and growing, and yes, to some degree entertainment, but not in the way of some of the other apps that just doom scroll you all the way through. The plan is at this point to continue to make videos. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to fall back from posting these videos every week and wait till, my 30 days are up, or if I'm just going to kind of do one a week and let that be that. I'm leaning towards just continuing to post once a week because I feel like this is a journey that some other folks either on or want to go on, and kind of following me as close to real time as you can might be helpful. So I think I'm going to continue with posting content as regularly as I do now and kind of letting that be where that lives. Now, in addition to just the YouTube stuff, there is a book that I am working on or beginning to work on. At least I say I'm working on it. I don't know how much I'm actually working on it, but there's a book idea that I'm been plotting along with for some time now. And I'm hoping this time back helps with that. I also work in the school system, and it being September, a lot of my time is going back to just regular work, along with, kids and two dogs and the rest of life. So, in some ways, the time I'm getting back from social media is immediately going back out to responsibilities I didn't have over the summer. But there should be still a sizable amount of time to work on projects and do things. So, my goal over these next few weeks is to create content that is of higher quality and is at least tangentially related to my experience in not being as online as I have been. So I normally don't ask this, but if you can like and subscribe, that would be awesome. Especially since it's going to be my only outlet for content creation for a while. I would also love to get comments from those of you who have been divorcing yourselves from the digital spaces, whether it's your cell phone, computers, whatever it is. I've been seeing folks talking about their Netflix addictions, video games, whatever it is. Let me know how you're managing your divorce from all of this, especially if you're a content creator, because I'm still trying to figure out what the balance is between making content and not absentmindedly consuming content. That's it for now. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.